everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 20, episode 12, and you're a bit crooked. I need to fix you. So, all right. There, let's try this again. All right, so we are doing winter crafts today. You are a bit crooked still, and I wanted my head to be in it, but I'll be leaning down a lot anyway, so I don't know if I need to bring you closer or what. As long as you guys can hear me. What should I do? Should I bring you in more? I don't know. I'm bringing the table in more, but then I have all the stuff that I need underneath the table instead of up beside me. I want it to look clean when I start, but then it gets messy as we go. So how is everyone? What's new with you? How have you been? I am so sorry about last Sunday. If you were looking forward to seeing me, this is exactly how I had it set up. I was doing, the stuff we're doing today is what I was going to do last Sunday. I was even dressed with the same outfit on, and except the shorts. I'm wearing shorts right now because it's really hot in the house for some reason. And yeah, I was all ready to go, and then my stomach was like, no, you're not. And yeah, I was just ill. So I am going to pull you guys up a little bit more, and then in a little bit more, and then we'll get going on some crafts and other things. So yes, you'll notice out in stores and everything now that Easter stuff is probably out and people are looking forward to spring. And I'm not saying that I'm not looking forward to spring, but I didn't do, why is that loose? I didn't do the right one for that. Yeah, I didn't do winter crafts yet with you guys, so we'll do them today. And then I'm getting really irritated with this. Why? I don't know why that's acting loose there. This is the right, yeah, it is the right one, so should tighten. I don't want to break anything. Anyways, let's get going here. So yeah, so I'm going to do some winter crafts with you because we haven't done winter ones. And even though we're looking forward to spring and we have milder weather here than in Canada, it is technically still winter. So whilst it's winter, instead of hating the winter, why don't we enjoy it with some winter crafts and such? All right, I'm just going to put those a little bit more to the edge, and we'll talk about those after. Okay, so I got everything I need around me. I got water for painting, paintbrushes. Hopefully I got everything I need. But bear with me as I try and find stuff underneath my, okay, the papers. No, that's regular paper. Those are my paintbrushes. Where are my papers there they are. Like what we're doing tonight. Okay. So where do we want to start? That's an easy one. And it's white paint. Okay, so I got extra paper. I've got scraps of paper. You know what I'm going to do? Because I didn't... This is the other thing. I got this stuff ready last week and I knew I had everything, but now my brain's just not wanting to, work. Okay, actually, let's do this one first because then... So if you have a... this is just a six egg carton, so this will work perfectly. You can make 2 out of this for what we're going to do. And I'm going to do this first just because then it has time to dry. Even though I do have the blow dryer, it has time to dry while we're doing the next thing. I didn't bring the big scissors, but I do have little scissors. And you can use a big egg carton too, like we've done in the past. So I'm just cutting. It is still really hot in here. But I have my water here to drink. Okay, cut it in half. I think I'll cut these pokey parts off too in a minute, but I just need to look at my picture. It's not on that one. It's right there. So if I look at it like that, Okay, so yeah, if you have the parts that are really tall, you can cut those off, like, so that, like, they're the same, like, they're not really important one way or another, but you can cut them off. And then how it dips inside on here, like, it goes inwards. We're gonna cut these little bits out there as well. So, Now, like I said, I could make 2 out of this, but I'll probably just make 1. Because what do I do with all these crafts after I'm done? I actually save them and put them out for the season. And we can take that off as well. Okay, so put all that in there. Put that away. I do have my glasses as well. And then paint brushes. These are actually my good paint brushes for class. Oh, I don't have my microphone on. But hopefully you guys can hear me fine. And if I remember when I put it on YouTube, I'll turn up the volume. So that is going to be white paints. I didn't bring a palette either. That's black. This is white. Yellow. I need to use this white up as well. So I'll use these ones up. But I have that one as well. Glasses. Let's try glasses first. And I don't have a palette, but I can use, it's acrylic paint, so I can use this piece of scrap paper as a palette. Or I can just put it directly on the thing we're going to paint. I want to get some tablecloths. Well, I could either buy new ones for the dining room table and the kitchen table and then use the old ones for painting, or like use them specifically for when we do the lives. So Steve just bought a huge, I can't remember how many, 4 liter, I think it's 2 liters of white paint. And it has a pump on top, so we can have a thing and then just refill it and bring some white paint to class when we do acrylics instead of a little tube like that, depending on what your project is, how much paint you need. I try not to waste. Oh, sorry, I know I said that, but that is one of my key phrases, isn't it? Oh, I don't like waste. Speaking of that, because I know I say it on my kitchen one. So next Sunday we'll be in the kitchen doing winter treats. But I made homemade doner meat, or doner if you're from North America, in the kitchen this week. So the same day, Steve sent me a thing. I guess it's a TikTok trend of people making doner meat at home. And I was like, what the? I didn't even know you could do this. I'm going to try this week. And then the same day, literally the same day, my little sister Tina sent me a thing and said, look what we made for supper for her husband, the kids, and my mom. And it was the same thing, homemade doner meat. She said that because she teaches drama, but she teaches foods as well. And she said that they made them at school, and then so she made them at home with her kids as well, who are 11 and 7. So that's cool. Like the same day that I learned about this, that you can make it at home. So I did it. I bought the stuff and made it this week, like I said I would. So I made it on Friday, Food Friday. I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and do different, whether I record it or not. Oh, it says slow connection, but whether I record it or not, I'm going to try and do something food related on Fridays in my own life. I think I talked about this the other day, where I'm going to try and, like follow the things that I post, like Food Friday and Motivational Mondays and Manifestation Mondays, like maybe do meditation on Mondays, or Spiritual Saturdays, or on Mondays there's Faith Mondays too, so those are days I can definitely meditate, make it a priority. Fitness, I think, is Thursday, but I can work out every day. But you know what I mean? I'm going to try and make... So Friday, Food Friday, and it's Fashion Friday. So that's the day that I can do something in my room and go through my clothes, find outfits or whatever, or make a recipe, or both. And yeah, try to get a nice balance in life. So if you haven't noticed, we're just painting this white. It's going to be a snowman. That's why we're painting it white. And I'm getting white paint all over my hands. somebody in our art class, because we were working with acrylics, and I can't remember where she was going or what she was doing after, but she didn't want to, she's just tired of getting acrylic paint all over her hands and stuff, so she wore gloves, like, you know, like latex gloves in class. Not a big deal, but I was like, oh, should I do that? And then I thought, no, like, I don't even like wearing gloves in the garden or anything, so just have to scrub my hands after, but, because I do have latex gloves, but I don't, yeah, I like feeling things with my hands. I don't know. Maybe it is a good idea. Maybe painting would be different than being in the garden. Speaking of which, I need to get in the greenhouse. I'm lucky enough to have a greenhouse, so I need to take advantage of it and get stuff done in there. Make sure my plants that I'm overwintering aren't dead. And then maybe start some seeds soon for the garden. And hopefully Steve doesn't, he likes to travel more than I do, so hopefully he doesn't want to do too many places this spring and summer, so I can actually be in the garden and not lose more plants. It's hard to put all that work in if you're not going to be able to take care of all of them. Like even starting seedlings can be a lot of work depending on what you're growing and making sure they're taken care of. Okay, so you could paint both sides, like the inside as well. I'm just doing the outside, so that's going to dry while we do the next thing. And I need white paint for the next thing as well, which was the first thing, and then I decided to do this thing. But I have the big box of, the big container with smaller containers in, with like different color papers. So I just need to... there's a bunch of these cut like by a child. Those are the colors I need. I thought this would be a good idea, but I can't reach anything. Just push you out for a minute. Any black? There it is, black. So I'm just gonna show this as a small one instead of a big one, but you could do it as a full-size one. I'm just gonna take this. Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest pieces in there, because remember I cut them just for card making and stuff. Not that I make cards anymore. But, so take some white like this and go like this in an oval. Remember, these are like meant to be like that you can do with kids, and it can be easy. So I'm just dabbing my brush with white paint. That's it. So this is a really easy one for kids. I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll make it into something. The paper's curling, but that's okay. So that one. Let's do that one. Take some blue paper.
So sorry to bother you.
What?
Why doesn't the mouse for the MacBook work?
What?
Why isn't the mouse for the MacBook working?
Might be dead. Needs charging. Plug it in with the cord that the keyboard's plugged in with. It might take an hour or something. I don't know how long it takes to charge.
Can I borrow your laptop?
Yeah, it's over here.
Could you hand it to me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll text, oh, I can't text you because my phone's out here. I need to give you the password for it. It's not the same as my other things. Where's my, here, come here. It's just a pin to get onto it.
Love you.
Love you. Okay, what was I getting? Blue paper. Orange. Green. Gray. Yeah, see, if I had planned better, I would have had all the paper I needed ready. Purple. But why would I do that when that's white, I might need that. Yellow. Oh my God, it's gonna be like the last one. Blue, it's the second last one. Okay, blue. Oh, I'm gonna need red as well. Did I take red out? Yeah, I don't think I did, so that might be the one that's under blue. So I'm gonna take the biggest piece of blue I have. It's actually there. I'll just take this. Like I said, this can get as messy as we want it now because I just wanted it to look nice at the beginning. And I am a messy creator. I create messes. Okay, so red and blue. And the work with me table. Okay, so set that down. So you have your blue paper, you got your red, and this is a good one for scraps. So I am, except, okay, I'm gonna, let's see, how big is the, I'm gonna do some pieces very specific. It looks like they use all the same reds, but I might even use some different reds in it. I don't want the big pieces of red. I want some of the littlest pieces to use up. But I'm gonna do some very specific shapes. So I'm gonna do 2 half circles. Is there a piece here that will make a nice circle? So I can do 2 half circles. Okay, I'll use this one. And so if this was a circle, which I'm gonna just do, because remember, if kids are doing this, so if this is a circle, I'm gonna cut it in half, and then I have 2 half circles. Where is it? I got it. Oh, I'm just making a mess, dropping things. Okay, so sorry if we have a slow connection. So I got my 2 half circles, and this might even be perfect for the other thing that I need. It's like, not sure what shape that would be called, but you'll see it. It's not like a fan shape necessarily, but it's like a bird tail shape. Why? Because that's what we're making, a red cardinal. So it's kind of like if you were going to make a long, tall triangle, but you're not going all the way to the point. So those are our main pieces, and then we can use all these scraps and stuff up. So on our blue paper, we're going to use some brown too. Where did I put the brown? Blue. That was red, right? White. Green. Orange. Gray. Yellow. Purple. Pink. Wait, where's the brown? Pink. Purple. Is this one got brown in it at the bottom? No, that's just stuff that Erica's made. Gray. Yellow. Orange. Green. I'll use something else if I can't find it. Oh, it's right beside me. Chocolate box, chocolate ice cream to use for brown. Okay, so because it's a bird, we're making it a little bit, let me have some of my water. We're making like a little bit of a stem for it to sit on. Okay. Focus. These are already cut into little sticky pieces, so I'm going to use those for my branches. I can even, so I can have a long one, I can even cut it into more branchy shapes if I want, just not as pretty. And then again, this is, if you're doing this with a kid, it doesn't matter what these look like as long as they're more like sort of straight, right? Because they're a branch. And then the little ones, same thing. You could do, even cutting it in half like this makes 2 little branches, and that's basically all we need, really. Whatever you want for branches. And this one, I don't know how many crafts we're going to do, just because I want to talk to you guys about some other things too. And then I dropped the tape runner. So you can use glue stick or whatever. I'm going to use my tape runner, but for kids, I would say give them a glue stick, because a lot of kids end up wrecking the glue runners. So, and you know what I do? Some crafts I use a glue stick too, because you can get it, but then you use your scrap paper and put the, anyways. So I'm gonna put this in like this. Oh, and then actually, yeah, it doesn't really have any legs. Okay, so if I put it like that and he lands there, then I'll show you guys in a minute. And then I'm gonna tuck this one underneath there. And then put this one, a little bit of tape on the back. And put it in here. Oops, I want to keep it on the paper. I don't want it to go under. Okay, so anyways, that's my branch. It doesn't have to be anything perfect. And then I got my tail. And, well, I guess I need a body. Yeah, I guess there's a bit of a body. I could use anything for a body. This is some old piece that's like a weird shape, so I'm going to use that as a body. I guess, I mean, they kind of have an oval, but you're going to put stuff on top of it anyway, so wherever you don't have paper to look like a body, then you can just add on top of it. So, I mean, that almost looks like a bird shape, but it's an oval. So I got my tail, and I'm going to put my tail there. You can either put the body on top of the tail or put the tail on top of the body. Again, we're gonna put some on. And would that look like, should it be that way so that it's small, like that way? Again, it doesn't really matter. So let's put this on. Okay, so I'm gonna I've never made this before and I'm only looking at a picture. I'm good at mimicking, so let's put the tail on. Oh, I don't want to cover that branch. I want it to be a little bit of a parent of a branch. Put this body on and put it like, so if the tail, I gotta look at it the right way and then I'll show you guys. There, okay. So I just put it on like that. We can always move things because it's just a tape runner if we want. And we are going to put one of the wings on now. So, oh, the lines go at the top for your grip for your finger. And that's going to go on like, I'm going to put it behind the body. So the one wing, the back wing is like that. And then, do they have a shape for a head? Oh, you know what? It looks like they actually drew the shape of a bird underneath. I think I might see some black there, but so I guess you could do that. I'm just going to do a quick circular thing. But the good thing about having all these scrappy things here is that we can use them up. So that's not even a circle. That's like a weird, like oval, kind of egg shape, weird shape. So I don't know which way it would look best. Just put it on like that. And then we are going to take our rest of our paper here and we're going to rip it into pieces. So it's up to you if you want sharp edges like where I cut with scissors, or if you want to cut those, rip those all off. So you're going to use, again, like I'm using different reds. You can use all the same red paper, like the same kind of red color paper, whatever, or whatever scraps you want. So I'm just scrapping, ripping, and I'll just use those ones there. That's still a good piece. That triangle is good. That can be a scrap. Where's our other, oh yeah, other wing is right there. Okay, so we have these scraps, and then we just basically tape them on or glue them on everywhere on the body. Just, you can overlap them. This is like, again, this is going to be kids doing this. So even if you don't put a body on and you draw the body with a pen, or if it's photocopied on there, then they can just fill in the body with these scraps. I'll show you in a minute. Like when I got these on, then and I say kids shouldn't use these tape runners and they're not working very well for me. Now I could draw some legs on if I want. On the examples, it doesn't look like they have legs, but even 2 black lines making stick. I was gonna bring the Kleenex too because I kept having to blow my nose. Just hang on. I got Shh, don't tell Steve. I got some white paint on the sofa. On the leather sofa. And on my leg, but I'm less worried about my shirt or my leg than... Okay, I got it. Got it, we're okay. So taping these... And I want to fill them up, so I might have to rip some more pieces if I don't have enough to fill it. We'll see. This might actually even be easier with a glue stick, because when you're using a tape runner like this with little pieces, it's hard to get just a little bit of tape stuff on the back. And if you're using a glue stick or white glue, you could even put the glue on the bird and then stick the pieces to it. Or rub the pieces on top of the glue stick. Use it upside down. Okay, almost done. See, that didn't work. These pieces are quite small. There, that's got some on it. And one more, and then we'll put the other wing on. Okay, so I'm gonna show you there. It's a bunch of little pieces. Can you see the little pieces all stuck to the bird body? I can't tell if that looks like one color and one shape or not. But I will put pictures of them on after. Ooh, I found another piece of scrap that we can use here. And then I'm going to put the other wing on top. Same direction, like the flat towards the head. So if you see it like that, what I'm saying is I put the tape on this side so the wing would be exactly on top, but you can make it behind wherever you want. So the wing is a little bit overlapped and then like up there, like that maybe, there. And then we don't have cardinals here in the UK, but they do remind me of my brother. So they used black and orange. Did we have a piece of, no, there's the black there, so the black is here. Do I have a really tiny, scrappy piece of black? A little triangle is what we need. So a very small piece of black, because I know some of, well, it's mostly Erica who uses craft stuff, but she won't be as crazy about putting things back in order like I do. So they have a triangle, like, I don't remember all the names of a triangle. Like if you were looking at a pyramid straight on. So the sides are basically the same. That is going to go on the head, like so. Okay, and then also with your red, they do, because cardinals are known for that feather thing on the top of their head. So I'm going to use this scrap here, and that is like another triangle, but it's like a carrot-shaped triangle, not a pyramid shape. Do you know what I mean? More, or like beak-shaped, like that. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you. I'll put this on top of the head, and then I will bring it close to you, and then we'll do the beak. Come on, tape runner. I believe in you. So that way, well, I'm gonna take it off and put it a little more up in the air. So I know that looks weird right now, but I'm gonna put the beak on and it'll look better. But I think that is blue. Where did I put the orange? That's white. Orange. Right here. Again, we just need the tiniest scrap of paper to make a beak. So I got a little triangle, and just cut that off. Put some tape on it. Put the beak on. Don't have my white marker pens because they have a white eye. Oh, I have paint. Can I do just a little? Oh, my brush is a bit dry. Don't leave acrylic paint in your brushes, guys, because it'll kill your brush. Don't. But, okay, so I'm going to put a little white spot on for the eye. And then I'm going to do... Oh, you could put... Oh, I see. They used... Oh, okay. So they took like a pom-pom. But I have some cotton balls here too, so you could do that. And then they dipped... And I don't have white paint out on a palette. But they took a pom-pom with a clothespin, and then, so if you're doing this with kids, they use the the clothespin to hold the pom-pom, then dip the pom-pom in the paint, and then they did circles. I do have pom-poms, but, well, this cotton ball didn't work as good as a circle thing would, so I'll just do it with my paintbrush, hopefully not too wet, and make some circles like snow. Oh, I don't know if it would be on him. And I'm just going to touch his eye again to make it a little more white, but this is pretty wet, so not be... okay, and then I'm going to take a black pen. Do I have a black pen? And make some legs, and then that will be done. You can make your legs as thick as you want them, if you even want to do legs. That one done. Beak, da da da. Yep, and just the eye. So I might fix the eye after, but that is your cardinal. Scrappy cardinal. I like him. He's cute. So what I was saying is cardinals, we don't have them here, but they have them in Canada, and cardinals will remind me of my brother, just like robins remind me of my dad, who are both passed away. And cardinals can be, like robins, a messenger from a deceased loved one. So I'll set that there to finish drying. We'll go back to this one that we did, and we need yellow paper. Can't read. Yeah, that's because yellow is written so light that you can barely see it anyways, because I wrote it with a yellow. Okay, so we need yellow and black. And then I should have got the white pen again, but I can use the paint. So I need, what size of scrap? This will be good. Oh, because this is very small, remember. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, you could use a punch if you have one to make 2 circles or shape. We're doing the eyes. This is going to be an owl. So did I say that already? I don't remember. It's going to be an owl. So we need the 2 yellow circles for the eyes, and then we're going to do black circles to go on top of them. Or you could use a Sharpie or something if you wanted to just color black on top of them. That's even a ripped page. So I'm just gonna cut the, okay, I'm just trying to see about what size of circle to make for the smaller one. I could have actually, if I would have thought, I could have made the black circles and then put them on the yellow paper and then cut the yellow around them so it was the same amount of yellow showing. So 2 yellow circles and 2 black circles, a little bit smaller for on top. So we can do that. Tape or glue. However close together you want. This guy's going to have big eyes. They don't have to be this big. They're going to overlap a little. He might just look like a monster. They'll see. Put the black in the middle. So we got it like that. And then on this one, they use black for black triangle for the beak. You can use, oh, actually that scrap there is perfect. You can use black, you can use orange if you prefer. But yes, owls have black beaks. And that's it. That's your owl. Done. That's a quick and easy one. Okay, was there any more on this one that I was going to make today? No. I didn't get my googly eyes out, so we'll do stuff that don't take googly eyes. And we'll do this guy now. Oh, I don't know if I have I don't know. Did I? Sorry, let me look in my bag of goodies. Well, it's actually back to the old cauldron of goodies for crafting. So I do have, oh, I had already cut a 3 thing to make a snowman. And I was going to make that, but I don't have the stuff. So now I'm going to, no, I don't have a Sharpie in here. I have lots in the office and over there. But I need brown. What do you call this stuff again? Pipe cleaner. And a black Sharpie and a red ribbon. My cotton balls are falling everywhere. You can actually tighten this bag once you open it, which is probably why. And I don't have to have all this stuff like smothering me to death now, because we don't have to look good. What was I doing? Oh, do I have a black Sharpie in this bag? This is my like little, yeah, I do. It's my, like when I sit and journal and stuff here, that's my little, it says ye old bag of witchy shit, but it's actually like a little pencil case that I use with like some stuff here. So we're going to take our, yeah, this guy, if he's dry or dry enough, and we're going to do, okay, I'm going to do it this way because he's more dry on this end. I'm going to do some eyes. I'm looking at that one and I'm thinking egg cartons might not all be made the same. So eyes, and then on the middle, he's going to have 3 black buttons because he's a snowman. Any more black? Oh, on his face, he has the little stones or coal, whatever you want to use for his mouth. And then they use orange for a carrot. You could do this with a piece of cardstock or paper or whatever too, or even orange paint. I'm just going to use a pen for now. I might darken it actually later with a orange marker pen, Sharpie. And then they use a red ribbon around him, and we are going to do, so on your, so cut your, can you see where I'm cutting there? And then 2 lengths about the same, like that. And then one that's even longer. And another one that's the same amount as the longer one. These are the arms. So take your long one, take your short one, and just put them like a T, like a cross. And then twist this one that way and this one that way, and it'll make your 3 branches like that. Okay, I'll do another one. Come closer. So take your long stick, put your short stick like a T, and then the one on the one side crosses over the middle, and then the other one crosses over the middle. I can pull that a little bit, and then you can pull it nice and tight if you want, so it not like holds it together like that. And then you can make a hole. I'm going to make a hole with the scissors and then put the arms through. And then if you want, you can tape it on the inside or glue it on the inside so they stay there. So I'm just bending it in the inside right now, but I can tape them so they stay. Oh, did you see his face? So that's the snowman so far. And then they put a red ribbon around his neck so that he is wearing a scarf. So I'll find a red ribbon after to do that. So we're not going to do any more on there. We did that. That's something I'm going to do later. Okay. What's on this one? I'll save some of these for next year. Okay, let's do this one. Again, this is good for kids, and we're doing white paint with this one. So, I got fuzz here, brown fuzz for my pipe cleaner. Okay, so they use a piece of blue paper. Oh, this was blue. This is kind of good that I'm just doing them small and using up some of my scraps. So they have like light blue. Oh, it's not a square. Light blue. Well, I like this shape better. So light blue paper. And then I'm going to do it black because I have a black Sharpie here. But if you have brown, you can do brown too. And you can teach the kids. Oh, this black Sharpie is dead. So we're doing a trunk of a tree. You can paint this in as well. And then we're doing just tree branches wherever. So I don't know if I should grab another Sharpie or just work with what I have. Because this will still work even though my Sharpie's dead. So draw a tree, some lines of a tree. And then again, this is a nice messy one for the kidlets. So don't paint next to your leather sofas. Have a place where the kids can get messy, like kitchen floor or whatever. And then kitchen table, kitchen floor. I used to get the kids to paint on the floor a lot because then they just do fingerprints for snow or on the trees. And just, yeah, that's it. A tree with just a winter tree and fingerprint snow. Done. We've already done 4 and that's pretty quick. And I have like other ones that I wanted to do on here, but let's see if there's any more quick ones that we can pull off right now. Okay, well this one I could do probably, I'll save that one. I do want to do some of those, but sorry, my leg's itchy. Oh, okay, we'll do this because I brought the stuff out, but I brought the felt for that too. Yeah, I can do this one as well. Okay, we'll paint that first and then, or shall we? And then do that, and then that'll be the end. Yeah, okay, I'll do that one. Oh, I don't know if I have. Okay, sorry, I'm just talking to myself. So I'm going to do these ones here. So take whatever color you want. They did purple. Green. Yeah, here, I'll use this purple. They used a light blue sheet for the background, but I'm just going to use white because I have white here as our background. And then this is probably one that they do in school. I'm going to fold my paper in half so that when we cut, or even if you draw it out first, you're going to have 2 that are the same size. So this is, and again, if you're doing this with kids, you can always have a template. You can even print a template out, especially if you don't even trust your own drawing or whatever. But we're making a pair of mittens, you naughty little kitten. So the difference between gloves and mittens is gloves have all 4 fingers and a thumb, and mittens are just the thumb with the 4 fingers go in the same place. So I think you can see that better if I put it against the white paper. So we got some mittens, and then we're going to do it this way and glue them on. If I was like, yeah, so my thumbs would be in the inside together. Okay. Tape them with the thumbs on the inside. So you can tape them wherever onto your paper. 2 gloves facing down, and then in my witch's cauldron, I think I added string, but if I didn't put the string in here, then I could use a I'll just use another, I'm going to use pink. Or should I use purple? Yeah, I'll use purple because they're purple gloves. So then we'll just stick with the purple. I'm trying to stick that back in pink. Purple. It's just to make the string for the gloves. So you can use a string, but I seem to not have put the string in there. So I'm going to use this. And this is also, I don't think a tape runner would be the best thing to do. So I'm going to just tuck it in for now, and then I'll tape it on after. Actually, I do have a glue gun too, like a hot glue, so I could do that. I'm not suggesting that for kids, but so do whatever shape you want from one glove to the other. The glue gun is plugged in right now, so I'm just gonna do a few dabs to hold this in place. Again, if you, okay, I know I have more glue sticks in the cauldron, and I got the whole bag of them to push the glue through there. So, there, I'm just gonna put a dot there, and I'm gonna put a dot there. So hot when it gets on your fingers, not safe necessarily for children or Lisas who think that they're old enough to use hot glue, but they always hurt themselves. Okay, so I got that like that. Then we can take a cotton ball, take the one that went on the floor over here, and spread it out a little bit. And actually I should have had white glue to do this, but I'm going to use my glue gun so it's quick. But if you're doing this with kids, I would use white glue. And if I was smart, I would have brought the white glue. Why is it doing that? There. So put that on there, and then I can use this one that I had white paint on the end, and there. So, ouch. That's kind of the hot glue is a bit yellow. You could paint over it with white paint. So I got that's why if it was a different colored background, the white of the gloves would look better. I've got this, oh yeah, this is just pom-poms that I ordered. Look at that, for pom-poms, for doing crafts with you guys. And then this one is the felt, but I don't know if we're gonna do the felt today. And then this one is what I'm looking for right now, and it is like foam, and then we have a lot of foam letters, and the things from the kids, those are letters as well, but I'm going to use some scraps. There's this red that the kids cut like crazy. Here, there's this piece of sparkly purple, but if you have shapes, it would have been better. Do I have, I thought maybe they're in here, there was like, oh, there's some here. Okay, I might still use that, but here, like this is like a pink heart on this glove. What? Oh, these might be old and not sticky anymore. Not very sticky. Remember the kids, the youngest is 17, so when I say this was the kids stuff. And what else do we have? Or they might have used these on other things. Like we have a giraffe, and like a lot of this stuff is only single things. Here's another heart. And not really, not sticky at all. Okay, there. Oh, do it a different. Man. There. I wanted it like them not the same way. And then I'm gonna use this up because I like this sparkly purple. So maybe just make some circles or some triangles. Yeah, triangles, because that'll be easier and quicker. This is sticky on the back. It might have even been used for, oh, something else. So, sticky on the back already. Just putting, okay, that one's not sticky. This one, sticky. All right. And one more, and then these are done. Put a little bit of glue on the back of that one. There, so we made some sparkly gloves. That's a good one for in school, like kids can do really easily if you have the right things for it. And did I say I was doing one more, or did I say that would be good for, because I can save these for next year. I wanted to make lots of these, but what time is it? 9 already. Yeah, so let me go over the other stuff, even though I have all this stuff out. Let's go over the other stuff that I wanted to do today besides crafts for kids. So now the stuff I'm going to talk about isn't necessarily crafts for kids, but we'll clean up this space and we'll do some other fun stuff for the time of year that it is. Oh, this goes in. Where did I put? Is that that's felt? I don't even know where I just set the. Did I set them on the floor? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'll leave the things that we made on the table. And just tidy up a little minute here. Whatever. Good enough. So I told you I'd tell you guys about these stones over here on the side and what they are. It's today is February 1st, which it happens to be. Okay, so I'm not pagan. Pagan, the actual definition of pagan is like, there's different definitions, but basically it's either country folk or it's people who don't believe in a Christian religion, mainstream Christian religion. I'm not pagan, but pagan is like the old way of life that they've had in some European countries, like where I live now, for thousands of years before the Christians came over and tried to make them not believe what they believed. So there's still a lot of people who go with the pagan wheel of the year, the pagan Sabbats, and I've talked to you guys about them before. I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink. We made 5 things. I mean, that's pretty good. I should try and do that where it actually fits in an hour. That cold, icy water is dripping on my leg because I have shorts on. That's cold. Okay, so it's funny. So I have a book somewhere here on the table, not table, what is this, couch that I'm sitting on. So many ideas, not enough time. Okay, so over here, so sometimes when I read a book and I like the book, I'll follow the author online, and the book that I just saw, like Slow Seasons by Rosie Steer. I think, what is it? Everything's Coming Up Rosie or something like that. I'll tell you. Anyways, look up Slow Seasons, Rosie Steer, and her Instagram. And so Imbolc is the Sabbath that starts today, February 1st. It's also a full moon tonight. So Imbolc is in the northern hemisphere. It's Imbolc right now. So it's in between, it's right in between the winter solstice. So like when it becomes winter, and the spring solstice when it becomes spring. That's why there's 8 Sabbats in the year. So it's like if you have the 4 seasons, there's the in-between season Sabbats as well. So this is the in-between. So for us in the northern hemisphere, it's right now January to mid-February. And in the southern hemisphere, it's July to mid-August. But for this year, Imbolc starts today, February 1st. I'm going to tell you guys some things about Imbolc. I printed off a little thing here too. So Imbolc, the deities, that's gods and goddesses and stuff that pagans worship at this time of year, are Brigid or Bridget. It's pronounced or said different ways. And then there's also like, is it Saint Bridget? Like there's a saint that, anyways, it's all similar deity, but different names around the world. So Brigid, and then Gaia, which is Mother Earth. Eros, which is, there's like 6 different things. I learned that in high school, like 6 different types of love. So Eros is like, anyway, so look up those for deities. Herbs that go with this time of year are jasmine, which I don't have any, rosemary, I have some growing in the garden, and lavender, and I also have that growing in the garden. Things you can do, so rituals that you can do for Imbolc, if you want to do rituals. I don't really do rituals per se, but if you wanted to do some things to celebrate this time of year, the way that the pagans do, they would craft a Bridget's cross. I'll show you how that looks in a second. Pick fresh flowers from the snow. That's if your snowdrops and stuff are coming up already. And decorate with ribbons. Light candles. So the crystals for this time of year, it's funny because on the picture, and I can show you this, it's amethyst, garnet, and onyx. And because I just went through all of our crystals yesterday, mine and Steve's crystals, to see what we have, because I want to start like learning the meanings of them and what they do and everything else. So for Imbolc, it's amethyst, garnet, and onyx, and we actually have all 3 of those. I do have some amethyst myself, but he has a big chunk like in this picture, so I'm using, and then the garnet and the black onyx that we have is Steve's as well. So I'm going to show you guys those, and I'll show you the picture and how almost identical the pieces are that I chose and on this printout. So yeah, rituals, craft a Bridget's cross, light candles, decorate with ribbons, pick fresh flowers from the snow, and cook dairy-based dishes. Was that on here somewhere? Yeah, dairy-based dish. Oh, food, dairies, seeds, and bread. And then in the book, Slow Seasons, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Imbolc. And then with the Seasons of the Witch deck, because I'm missing 1 still, but for the 8 Sabbats, I have the Seasons of the Witch by Lorraine Anderson and Juliette Diaz, illustrated by Tajana Lukovic. So we'll do a card draw, and then we'll be done for the day. So I'm going to show you guys this Imbolc. I don't know who the artist is on this one that I printed off. I try to give credit to artists and stuff, but it doesn't say. So if you see in the middle there, that cross made out of, like, I don't know, straw or something. That's the cross for Bridget. Okay, and then on the bottom, you see the stones and the shape of the amethyst on the bottom. Now it's hard to see this garnet is being red because unless you have light going through it, but that's the piece of garnet. That's the amethyst that I chose, and that's the black onyx. So I'm going to show you these 3 pieces and that picture. It's very similar, and we have all those 3 stones. So if you do an altar, which again, I don't do these things, but if I wanted to learn to do these things, you would do your altar, like, just like I talked about doing an altar to your loved ones who've passed away or whatever. So a working witch or a pagan that does this, they'll have their altar with different things for the different seasons. You know, I love decorating for different seasons, so it's very similar to that, but they'll have offerings to their deities that they work with or that they're celebrating at this time of year. And they'll decorate with these types of things as well. So you might bring in the snowdrops. Don't forget to ask Mother Nature if it's okay if you pick those snowdrops, and ask the plant itself if it's okay. And you know, you might have your a little vase of a few snowdrops on your altar, and your cross, if you made the cross, leave it on the altar, and then these here on the altar. And I don't know what these are good for right now, but you can look them up. Again, it's garnet, which is a January birthstone, I know that, and black onyx, O-N-Y-X, and amethyst, which is one of the most common stones. So in this book, again, Slow Seasons by Rosie Steer. What does it say at the bottom there? I think that's just a publishing company. Bloomsbury. A creative guide to reconnecting with nature the Celtic way. So again, the Celts were pagan before they were Christian. So reflecting and hibernating. The contrast between the sparkle of Christmas and the grayness of January, alongside the narrative of self-improvement, busyness, and the denial of the post-festive period, meant that, this is her talking, that I used to intensely dislike the start of the year. However, there is another way of looking at this blank slate. There is quiet potential in this time. It's opportunity and whispered promise. Our powerlessness in the face of nature, there is hope in it all, the regenerative power of the new year. I want to show you, I don't know if I showed you the picture for when it starts with the inbox section in her book. And then the other thing is, pagans, January is not their new year. Their new year is at Samhain, like around Halloween. That's their new year. So this, for January, and when the, is it the Gregorian calendar that we use? When this calendar changes to January and it becomes a new year, it's not a time for pagans and witches and certain people who believe this stuff or do this stuff. It's still, they're still in the slow seasons right now. They're not starting new things and everything else. We will get to that. You know, spring is a good time for new things, but it's still the slow season. So you don't have to pressure yourself with starting a bunch of, you know, New Year's resolutions and stuff that you may not keep anyways. The last few days, yesterday, lots, and I know it's because the lights are on, like my ring lights and stuff. And then 2 days before that, there's a ladybird, so a ladybug if you're in North America, that keeps hanging around my desk, and she's on the ring light right now. So I just thought I'd point that out. So I'm going to go back to Rosie. Taking their cues from nature, our Celtic ancestors long associated this period with hunkering down, rest, and regeneration. They savored the slowness of winter. Something about this annual rhythm of slowing down and letting go resonates deeply within us. Indeed, evidence has recently been discovered that early humans would hibernate to survive harsh glacial winters. And yet, in our modern world, with all its stimulation and the value society attaches to the new and the shiny, it can become all too tempting to rush towards spring and the life color and activity it symbolizes, particularly as the first Easter eggs tend to appear in shops around now. However, speeding towards the next season can leave us feeling burnt out as we battle low light levels, which promote the production of the hormone melatonin that makes us want to sleep more. And our brains encourage us to slow, to rest, and to nurture our bodies. And I just want to interrupt. She might even say this after, but I did read this book, but it's been a while, so I think it's time to read it again. But the thing is, too, is that if we're rushing towards spring, if I started decorating for spring now and thinking about Easter and doing all that kind of stuff now, you know, then we're not living in the moment. That's why we did winter crafts, because we're still in winter. Instead of celebrating the next season early, let's be where we are right now. We're in the slow seasons. A lot of you in North America, there's still snow outside. Let's just enjoy where we are, enjoy what these seasons have to offer. So I'm going to go back to Rosie. What's more, this contemporary narrative denies us the crucial joy of living in the here and now. This is what I'm saying. Told you she might touch on it. So much life can be found in the midst of winter. From the impossibly green shoots of the first snowdrops, a miracle beneath the brown carpet of bracken, to the song of a robin perched on a bare branch, chest puffed up in pride, small daily miracles of resilience and hope. For many of us, the pace of the world makes it challenging to slow down and allow our bodies and minds time to become accustomed to the colder months. Electricity, lighting, and central heating are all modern conveniences that make our winters easier to survive. And of course, easier to survive, of course. But they also mask our inner signals to slow, rest, and revive. I'm certain this is why many of us are left feeling low in the winter months. The world keeps turning, and we are expected to carry on at the same pace, lest we be left behind. Looking to our ancestors can provide a compromise. Since I started following the Celtic wheel, I've been much more attuned to the in-between seasons marked by the Celts that not only celebrate the magic of the moment, but signal the movement forward. So that's what I'm saying. There's the 4 seasons, but they have 8 Sabbats. So there's the 4 seasonal Sabbats. And okay, so and let me see if I can remember them. So Ostara is like Easter, and then Samhain is like Halloween. So those are opposite ones. And then Yule is like Christmas. And on the other side of Yule, on the wheel of the year, so December, so June, so the summer solstice is it? It's not Mabon, is it? Does she have the wheel of the year in here? I'm trying to get them all. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lunastal, Mabon. It comes right before Samhain. So Lunastal or there's Litha. No, Litha is before that. There's one that has 2 names. So Ostara, Samhain. Oh, Yule. So wait, she doesn't have them in order here. I got to look at because Samhain doesn't come right before Yule. Okay, let's just go back to reading. So for many of us, pace of the world makes it, where did I leave off? Sorry, accustomed to the electricity, but they also mask the winter months. Keeps turning, and we are expected to carry on at the same pace, lest we be left behind. Looking to our ancestors can provide a compromise. Since I started following, I read that. Oh yeah, because she was saying, okay, so Imbolc, pronounced M-I-M-M, Bolk, B-O-L-K, but it's spelled I-M-B-O-L-C. Imbolc. The Festival of Fire and Light is a Celtic feast celebrating the very beginning of spring, a pivotal moment of change that signifies new beginnings, growth, and renewal. We are still in winter, but look closely and you'll notice the seasons beginning to shift little by little, day by day, as the light grows stronger, little by little, day by day. Imbolc always reminds me of Granda. I'm guessing that's like grandma or granddad, but it's just grand with an A on the end. Granda, who loved to garden and, like me, hated being trapped indoors over winter. On visits to my grandparents' house, I would join him, so grandpa, like male, wrapped up in many, many layers and watch him tend seedlings in his greenhouse. When I was older, he would encourage my windowsill garden efforts from afar, sharing tips for tending fruit and vegetables at home. Making the most of the present season isn't always easy, particularly in winter, but a subtle shift in thinking can help us be more mindful. Sowing seeds indoors, getting outside, whatever the weather, gently planning for longer and lighter days. For me, carving out small rituals every day has become my way to reclaim the light and change the narrative of busyness. Lighting a candle over breakfast, slipping back beneath the sheets with a hot cup of tea in my favorite mug before a busy day, spotting the first snowdrops on my walk to work, making something with my hands at the weekend, and losing myself in the craft. These are all wee moments that center me, bring me back to the here and now, and give light at a time it is in short supply. It's even more vital, don't worry, I'm not reading the whole thing to you guys. It is even more vital than ever to show yourself kindness at this dark time. I hope to give you a few ideas for how to do just that in this chapter. Savor the slowness of winter. Start to note the small changes around you as the earth begins to turn back towards the sun and the days get just that wee bit longer. But don't rush time. Beauty can be found in the brown and gray and white of winter. So seasonal celebrations at home, halfway point, quiet period, rest and renew, but not impossible resolution, self-reflecting casually in the past year, gentle reflection, planning with kindness, nature tonic, homemade fat balls for birds, celebrating Imbolc. Oh, there is a Christian holiday. Let me see what this says. Celebrating Imbolc. Imbolc is a celebration of returning light, growth, and fertility that takes place on the 1st or 2nd February. It coincides with the Christian holiday of Candlemas, and both celebrations are associated with light and hope. Fire symbolizes both purification and protection, welcoming the return of the sunlight. While candles are frequently lit to symbolize renewal, in Scottish tradition, the hearth fire was usually extinguished and relit with candles in each room, and the broom placed by the door to symbolize the cleaning out of the old and celebration of the new. It is so comforting to me to know that the coming of spring has been celebrated for thousands of years. It makes me feel quite emotional and certainly helps to put things into perspective. A reminder of the cycle of the seasons and the timeless certainty they can provide in a tumultuous modern world. I always light the stove for Imbolc, to echo my ancestors' tradition and light more candles than is strictly necessary as I set the table. See page 22 for how to make your own candles. This is page 21, so it's on the next page. A wintry candlelit movie night, nestled in cushions and throws and eating a bowl of fresh homemade popcorn is my dreamy, cozy night in. I like making plain popping corn. Buy a supermarket packet and pop according to the instructions, and sprinkle it with a little ground cinnamon, orange zest, soft brown sugar, and sea salt. They like theirs either sweet, so it has sugar on it, or sweet and salty here. I just like mine salty, but that did sound good with the cinnamon and brown sugar. So candle making tips, hand-poured candle, envelope cushion cover, seasonal celebrations of nature, making marmalade memories, and then she has a marmalade recipe, and then she has marmalade Bostocks and marmalade cinnamon buns. And then we get to Astara, which is the same time as Easter. So that I wanted to tell you guys about Imbolc, that because it coincides with today. And like I said, it's also a full moon tonight. So let's do a card pull, and then I will let you guys go. All right. Oh, I haven't used these before. Or if I did, I slid them. No, because this piece of paper is tight. So, scratching my leg, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to, even though I haven't used them before, I'm still going to shuffle them. Do a little thing in my head. I'm going to remove any energy from these cards that's from the production of them, anybody who's touched them in the production, or you know what I mean. And I'm going to just think of it like a little tap at the bottom, that all the energy out from them from other people are just draining out the bottom of them, and the only energy in these cards now is from myself. Okay, and then we're going to do a 3-card spread. Remember, 3 cards is past, present, and future, but future isn't determined. Future can change at any time. What the future card is when you do a 3-card spread with your past, present, and future is the future card is based on the other cards if you continue on the path that you're on. So it's only one possibility of your future. Okay, so I am going this way. So I'm going to do it towards you. So this is the first card. That's going to be the past. I have devotional, 19. There's something so intimate when letters reflect the tongue. In times of introspection, when I am at my most vulnerable and revealing all that lives in me. Which is funny that she says that on this card about devotional. So she's writing, she talks about writing letters. I'll look in the book too to see what it means. Writing letters or writing in your journal and everything else. Oh, Bev says, hi. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Bev. That's my cousin, Bev. So we're going to set that one down. I'm going to read what's in the book. Again, if you were doing this for yourself, I showed you the card. You can, when I put this, it actually goes up online, or I'll put it on YouTube as well. You can pause it and look at the card and see what you get out of there and use your own intuition for what the card will mean for you as well. The books like this is good too because it does go over some of the types of spreads you can do, like a 3-card spread or 6-card spread or what, you know, so it'll give you information about what it means. The number on it, 19, they go in order in the book, so I can go to 19 and tell you what it means. Devotional. The thing I like about these cards too is because it's the Seasons of the Witch, the decks go for each oh, my brain shut off. What did I just call them? Sabbats. So it's cool that these cards are specific to this time of year because that's what they're for. So you won't get something like sunshine and green grass kind of thing unless you live in the northern hemisphere. I mean, southern hemisphere, and that's what you're having right now. But then, anyways, they're their in bulk is at a different time of year where it will be colder and slower and everything else too. So devotional keywords: journaling, introspection, reflection. There's something so intimate when letters reflect the tongue. In times of introspection, when I am at my most vulnerable and revealing all that lives in me. Oh, so she means letters as in the alphabet, not letters like writing letters to other people. The beautiful thing about a journal is that you are free to say the things you wouldn't dare utter out loud. It's a sacred space to record your thoughts and analyze your feelings in the comfort of pages that will never tell your secrets. And in allowing your words to flow freely, you make space to let the intelligence of your heart and soul speak. You have pulled this card to guide you to turn inward to find the answer you are seeking, but hold off on any significant changes in coming weeks. Receiving this card is a sign that now is not a good time to make any major decisions, as you would be doing so without all the information needed to determine your next steps. This card may appear when things are at a standstill and guides you to embrace deep self-care, focusing on honoring yourself and your needs. Sometimes the universe will guide your spirit to a time of confusion to encourage you to pause, reflect, and experience rest before the next major life cycle. If you do feel the urge to take action, consider keeping a journal to hold your ideas and desires until you are better prepared. Now I want to say, like, so because we got this as a past card, this might be that you need to reflect and journal and work on something from your past. Take it slow right now. Like they said, don't make any major changes and just think about something that you might need to work on in the past and journal about. I've got cotton stuck to my finger. Okay, so this is the one that we're going to do for our present. I'm just taking off the top. River Rocks, number 34. Go with the current, dear one. Find peace in letting go. Let life wash over your soul and welcome your becoming. I don't know why, it made me emotional. I almost wanted to cry with that. And that is the card. Again, after this post, because you can't pause it right now, but you'll be able to pause it, and you can pause it on the card and look at it more and see if you get anything out of the card. Number 34. Not page 34, it's card 34. So, and then if you do numerology and everything else like that, these numbers can mean something as well, but I'm like, not into numerology. I don't know my numbers very well. So, River Rocks, keywords: going with the flow, finding peace, washing away the old. Go with the current, dear one. Find peace in letting go. Let life wash over your soul and welcome your becoming. A river rock has no choice where it goes. Water washes it along the banks, or perhaps a stranger picks it up and throws it in the deep to sink to the bottom. Wherever the rock lands, it has ended up where it was supposed to be. And when drawing this card, you too are experiencing something your soul signed up for long before your time on earth. There isn't much you can do to change the outcome of your situation. So you are being guided to go with the flow and let the river rocks fall where they may. This card will generally come to you during times of disappointment and suggest you are only seeing what you've lost. You may not yet know the silver lining of your situation, so focus on finding peace with where you are rather than trying to create a different outcome. Additionally, you are receiving this card because you are having a hard time letting go of the past. It's time to wash away what was, or you'll miss the beauty and joy of your new surroundings. Now, it's going to mean something different for everybody. And if you're seeing this, whether you're seeing this live right now, you're seeing this later today, tomorrow, in a year from now, usually the universe gives us what we need at the time that we need it. So if you're seeing this, this means that these cards are meant for you as well. But for me personally in my life right now, I know exactly what these cards are talking about. The past is only, well, my whole life with my brother. And the fact that it hasn't even been a year, since almost a year actually, since he passed away. April will be a year. So, and I still haven't done a deep dive into my feelings about that and journaling and everything else. So I need to deal with that. And I need to let go of the past. And I'm not going to enjoy my future without him being here physically if I don't deal with it and let go of it. It's very difficult, but it has to be done. Nothing is going to change. It is what it is. So in my current, present moment, that's what it is. So the stillness and so this makes sense to me. You can let me know in the comments now or later if this is making sense to you for where you are in life. So now, like I said, the future card is going to be based on these things. And if you keep going on this trajectory where this is, so the future is only one possible outcome, even though it said you can't change your situation. What it means is that right now, for this is the present card for us. So in the present, we can't change the situation in the present or with the one that we're dealing with. So for me, I cannot change that my brother's passed away. I can't change it no matter how much I would love to. It is what it is and I need to deal with it. But what I do with my feelings and that situation and my future is based on me and dealing with my past. And it's important not to let things bottle up inside, because that's not going to be good for anybody. So this is telling me, and I'm sharing with you guys, that I need to do some serious journaling about my feelings. So for the future, we have peppermint. Take from me what keeps me held back, clearing myself from all that does not belong in the vision of what is to come. So I'm going to show you guys that. And I am quite emotional here because these are hitting me. So I'm not sure if you guys feel anything towards them. I'll bring it closer. Okay, and then I'll read in the book. That's number 33. I just love all these cards. Okay, 33. And the other thing with these cards is that if I wanted to work with the deck, I could work with the in bulk cards during in bulk. And then the rest of the season. So 33, peppermint. Keywords: clearing toxic relationships and behaviors. Okay. Take from me what keeps me held back, clearing myself from all that does not belong in the vision of what is to come. No one enjoys getting a cold or the flu, as they can bring great discomfort and pain that prevents you from experiencing the joys of life. Of course, it's better to take measures to prevent sickness, but sometimes it creeps up, coming from an unexpected place. Despite your best efforts, it can't be avoided. When you're sick, it's important to seek healing options to clear away the toxicity or infection that has caused the illness. You could let it run its course, but that could also lead to long-term effects or worse. You can also have an infection of the heart or soul, and it comes in the form of toxic relationships, self-sabotaging behaviors, and spiritual bypassing. The peppermint card comes to your reading to warn you that the person or situation you have inquired about is harmful to you in some way, and you should take steps to remove them from your life, or at the very least, reduce their influence on you. Even if your past experience with this person or behavior has been positive, receiving this card is a sign that circumstances have changed for the worse. You can choose to take a passive role and see how things unfold, but consider the impact such a decision might have on your long-term well-being and whether it's worth the risk. So I take that as not that it's harmful, that the person's harmful, that my brother's harmful, but holding on to who he was and what I wish that he still was is harmful to my well-being, and I need to work on that and let it go. And him and I can still have a relationship. It's just a new relationship in a different way. And sorry for getting emotional with you guys. I know, like, it's grief is a tough one, and it affects everybody. You know, all of us. If you haven't been hit by it yet, you will. And grief isn't just losing someone to death. There's my first divorce, I don't want any more divorces. When my first marriage ended, there was grief there. When I've lost pets or had to leave my home behind in Canada, there was grief there. Grief is a tough one, but we got to go through it. We're not bottling everything up inside. So whether we're talking to people, journaling, getting a counselor, reading self-help books, whatever we need to do to get through the tough times. So this one has a little bit more about peppermint. It says peppermint egg clearing toxicity spells. So this is a little spell that you could do. Again, I'm not one for, but remember that spells are the intentions behind your words. So everything we say, whether it rhymes or not, is a little spell, right? If I say, I hope you have a good day, that is with the intention that if I really mean it, that is like a spell, putting that out into the universe and meaning it. So, even if you think that you don't do spell work, we all do because we speak all the time. So, peppermint egg, clearing toxicity spell. The old spell is one my family has used for many years. It is excellent at breaking bad habits and toxic behavior and setting boundaries against other people's toxic energy. You will need the shell from 1 egg, 1 tablespoon dried peppermint, and a clear glass. And the eggshell and peppermint to the glass. Add the eggshell and peppermint to the glass and fill it with water. Tap on the glass 3 times and whisper into it the habit you would like help in getting rid of or the boundary you want to set. Keep this glass in a high place for 1 week. Then dispose of it at the end of the week and start a new glass. Repeat this process for 3 weeks. That's what it says. So when you get rid of it, you would just put it back out into Mother Earth because all those things are fine for the environment, and then you can bury it, but you're getting rid of that. It'll absorb your toxic feelings and what you want to get rid of, and then you go and take it, bury it, dispose of it in a, in somewhere under a tree, wherever you feel like it needs to go, and it'll go back to Mother Earth and be neutralized. So, yeah, maybe I'll try that. We'll see how it works out. You're not wasting anything because it's the eggshells that you're using. I don't know what dry peppermint is, but I mean, we have candy canes, and I have peppermint extract. So I'll have to look up what dry peppermint is. But like I said, we have candy canes, so even if I use a little bit of that. And we can see how that goes. I'll take a picture of these cards as well, and I'll put that online so you can see them together. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is, yes, that was talking about journaling. Journals. I have so many journals. But I also have under here, because it's going to go, it was sitting beside me on the couch. This is my box of stationery. And this box is on the top. I don't want to give away anybody's address. Oh, it's just my old address. So on the top is old letters to me from pen pals and stuff that I haven't written back to yet. I'll put that one that way and then cover the return addresses. So the top is letters that I need to write back, and the bottom is like address labels and stuff. It's got a little drawer. So this is this and my stationery, and I've been using fountain pens and then my ink dip pen and letter writing. So that's something else that I'm going to be doing like with every other hobby that I have. So I'm going to write back to the people who have written to me, even if it's been years. And yeah, so if you want to get a handwritten letter from me in the post, in the mail, and you want to write back to me, then let me know. I'm going to get back to these people first and then try and do, I don't need 100 pen pals, but I think it's, the written word is important, and how we've got away from the things like that matter. So my own writing, my own energy going into that letter, posting it to people who matter to me and everything else. So yeah, that's something I'm doing as well. All right, I love you guys, and I said next Sunday we're going to be doing winter snacks in the kitchen. One more thing I want to tell you guys about, like I told you guys with the books. Oh, I want to just tell you guys about, these are my wintering books over here, and it is this one here, How to Winter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this, The Joy of Wintering. I told you guys about it before. Let me just make sure. By Erin Nimi Longhurst. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Oh wait, hang on. Is this the one? This one has lots of nice pictures in it. Yeah, no, so it's not. It's this one. How to Winter by Carrie Libowitz, PhD. Yeah, it's this one. How to Winter. Harness your mindset to thrive in difficult times. This one doesn't have pretty pictures in it, so I didn't know how good. This one, I really, 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 really suggest this book, especially if you suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder, or you don't know what to do with yourself during the winter months. So I'll put that up there. But speaking of books, instead of going over with you guys the books that I've listened to or read that week on my lives every Sunday because some people aren't bothered about those things. I will now be doing on the first Tuesday of every month, I will be doing a live. I'm probably going to keep it at 8 p.m., like the British time. So that, yes, that would be like 1 p.m. for Alberta. And I know on a Tuesday, people will be at work, but they can catch up later. But on the first Tuesday of the month, I'm going to do a live, and it's just going to be about the books that I've read or listened to in the last month. So it may be a long one, but it'll go over the books that I've read. So if one of the books looks interesting, you can just fast forward through or whatever. But so this Tuesday, which is February 3rd, so today's the 1st, yeah, so which would have been my brother's 46th birthday, but he's forever 45 in this lifetime anyways. So February 3rd, Tuesday, 8 p.m. British time, I will be doing my first book review episode, and that's all it's going to be about, reading and books and everything else. And yeah, if I keep it to, so if I wait till the end of the month, then there's no more books I can listen to or read. And then the first Tuesday, I can go over all, so on Tuesday, February 3rd, I'm going to go over all January's books. Some months I'm going to have more books, some months I'm going to have less. But that way I'm not clogging up my regular Rambling Hour episodes with all the books that I've listened to, especially using the app Speechify. I can get through so many books. The only thing that I don't like about Speechify is how their ads are false advertising. They make it look like you have a book and you put your phone on the cover, or take a picture of the cover, and then you can listen to the whole book. That's not how it is. You actually have to take a picture of each page. But like I said, I can use I used to just use my phone and take the pictures, but now I use the ring light and it holds my phone, and I hold the book with my fingers, and I have a remote. Press the remote, turn the page, press the remote, turn the page, press the remote, and takes pictures. That's why my books can look this nice, and I already have listened to it. And I don't mind if they get wrecked either. But I am starting that little bit of a wintry. I'm going to have to start going to the library, though, and getting books. And then if I like them, I'll get a copy of them instead of getting copies of them first. But I want a little bit of a wintry book collection for wintering, not only for reading and cozying, but, you know, the look of them as well. But definitely, yeah, sitting down and reading a book with my hands and everything else, especially in the winter when you just want to be cozy as well. So, yeah, I love you guys. If you want to tune in on Tuesday, again, you can watch it later. All of my, that's the other thing. If you are watching this, please, 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 even if you don't go and watch all the videos or anything, please go to Rambling Hour with Lisa. So on YouTube, it's at Rambling Hour with Lisa, and I think it's called subscribe. Like, subscribe to my channel, because I don't have very many people on there, and I know a lot of you guys watch the videos here, but because Facebook deletes these after 30 days, I'm putting them, all of my old ones are up on YouTube, but I want the traffic to go over there as well, so that, you know, like, people know that the old videos are there. So if nothing else, please just go to at Rambling Hour with Lisa on YouTube and like it, like subscribe to that channel. So, and then if you want, you can watch my old lives or whatever. But this one will be, as soon as I'm done here and I press the button, it'll take a few minutes and it'll be up for you guys to watch from the beginning. It'll be up for 30 days on Facebook, and then it'll be on YouTube. And like I said, all my other ones are up on YouTube as well if you miss anything. All right, so same with my Tuesday book ones that I'm going to do on the first Tuesday of the month. Those will be put onto YouTube as well if you miss it or can't watch it live. All right, I love you guys, and we'll see you next Sunday in the kitchen. Bye. I got a lot of mess to clean up here. I can't reach you. Careful, careful. We know how clumsy I am. Okay, bye guys. Love you.